will handle that.
Very good. It's all good. You want to do it again, or you good?
Okay.
Good. All right, guys, the real estate question of the week. What did you It's been a long week, guys.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's it.
You said it all.
Oh, no. Anywho, so real estate question of the week. So this week I got a question from one of our recent past clients. So they purchased a new construction home in 2025 and they got their tax bill for 2026, their assessments that will be due for the county. And they asked me the question, hey, Crystal, did your taxes go up? This is so much higher than what we had to pay last year.
Yeah, new construction.
Yeah.
Do you think the builders explain that well?
I do not. I do not think the builders explain this very well. So we're going to take a shot at explaining it to all of you right now. So if you purchase a new construction home, one thing that you need to note is that the current tax assessment on that property is for the land only, not for the building itself, right? Because the tax assessments typically come out earlier in the year. If you didn't complete construction on your home until later in the year, it's very likely that that was not, there was no new assessment made for it. So you probably paid a very low tax rate for that year. It was only on the land. So this minute that that assessment goes back out and it shows the improvements that you put on the property, your new tax rate, and the tax rate doesn't change, but your new tax bill is going to be reflective of $100 of whatever the number is per $100 assessed, right? And so if you purchase a home and the land cost was $200,000, but the actual cost of the structure was an additional $600, $700, $800,000, then your new tax assessment is based on that $800,000, not on the land. So it may feel like your tax bill went up incredibly, but the reality is that your tax bill has been adjusted correctly to account for the improvements that's been done to the land.
And would people do you think the mortgage lender is with the escrow, or they setting aside? What did they do with our home?
Yeah, so since we closed on our home in about, I think it was May of 2024. Something like that. When I first had my mortgage payment and they were escrowing for taxes and insurance and all that good stuff, it was based on that land acquisition cost. It was not based on the actual structural improvements to the property. However, by the time we got to September of that year, it was very obvious when the next tax bill was due that the lender reached out and said, hey, you're going to have an escrow shortage due to taxes, right? And at that point, we decided to cut a check for the total of the taxes that are going to be due for the back half of the year, right? And then for the new year, once they got the new assessment and what they understood the tax rate was going to be, that was right sized into our mortgage. Our mortgage payment took a change, clearly, for them to be able to add that in. It went up. And now the taxes are being escrowed on a monthly basis through our mortgage payments.
Right. So these are the things why we always tell you that you need representation when you're buying a new build, right? Because these are the things that, just weren't and aren't explained as well as they should be. I'm sure that, the lender and the builder kind of explained it, but it's a lot of stuff you're going through with these contracts. And some of this stuff just needs to be highlighted so you can make sure that you hear it so you're not blindsided by it.
Yeah, because honestly, there's a check that's going to be due, right? So you need to be able to prepare to write that check because that check will be due and you are going to need to pay it. Yeah. And there isn't much you can do to argue it. Taxman wants his money.
Yeah, the county tax.
Yeah, it's for the county. Remember, it's for your schools, your roads, for your public services. So you're going to have to get that money paid, okay? Right. The other piece that I would just say in terms of why you need a realtor with new construction is because that's what the relationship really is. This client probably reaches out to me every other week with a real estate related question. So the benefit that I gave them wasn't only just doing the negotiation process, helping them choose their options, helping them make decisions that are going to be the best long-term decisions for their ownership of that property in terms of equity and things of that nature. It was also about helping them navigate challenges that they've seen since they've gone to the closing table, right? And they've had a lot. But it's just things that come along with home ownership. So having access to someone whom you can just pick up the phone and know that they're going to be able to give you the best direction and advice to kind of move things forward. That in and of itself is the value.
Right. So
Okay.
if you guys are thinking about buying a new home, reach out to us. And if
Yeah.
you have a real estate question, you're like, hey, I want you guys to answer my question. Put it in the comments. We will select one of the questions and we will answer them for you.
We'll do it.
All right. You have the dream.
We have the
And
address.
we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
What else?